Hello and welcome to episode 2 of my alternative sports games series, where we take a look at the non-standard multi-event sports games for the ZX Spectrum. If you haven't watched issue 1, which looked at Alligator Software's quintessentially British pub games, then click the thingy and you'll be taken straight to it. Otherwise, sit back and relax while I take you to the mean streets via the School of Hard Knocks in Redwood Designs' 1988 game Street Cred. Whilst it does look like Street Cred got a release back in '88, I haven't been able to ascertain where or how, so for this review I'm relying on the 1992 release as part of Sinclair User Issue 130's cover tape, The Great 8 number 19. Getting top billing of the also-rans, it's the only game on the tape not to be listed in big letters and is relegated to the small type with the 3 pieces of business software and the pokes. The other games on the tape are Emlyn Hughes Arcade Quiz, which sounds like Emlyn Hughes is holding a quiz about coin-ops, but I don't think that's right. The game got 92% in Sinclair User, so maybe it's worth checking out the tape, even if Street Cred turns out to be crap. Tarantula didn't get a review in the mags, but in the cover tape info, Sinclair User said that it's better than watching matchsticks bob up and down in a bottle of water. So high praise. The last game on the tape is an original game called Pieces of 8. And the mag used up its word count on poor pirate jokes, so I've no idea if it's any good, though the large colourful graphics do look intriguing. But of course none of that's relevant to this review, so let's stay on target and get back to Street Cred. With no other information other than it was released, or planned to be released, by Mainstream Software, I've had to make up my own backstory. We do know that the game was written by Graham D. Shaw, with graphics by David A. Shaw. The music is by Texonics, who just happened to be Adrian R. Shaw. So for the purposes of this review, these are the Shaw boys, a conjoined set of triplets. Graham took up coding after picking out the ZX Spectrum in the Lucky Dip Christmas present tradition in the Shaw household. Adrian got the stylophone from the Antipodean who must not be named, and poor David was stuck with the felt tip pens. The boys worked on over 50 games together, including Super Kid, The Last Vampire. That's 2 games, Super Kid isn't The Last Vampire. Games like Super Kid and The Last Vampire. Wait. Now that sounds like a straight-to-VHS movie. Games like The Last Vampire, Super Kid, and Downtown. Things will be great when you're Downtown. No final place for sure. Downtown. Everything's waiting for you. The games are mostly credited to GAD Tech, and I assume that GAD stands for Galadriel, Aloysius, and Derek, or whatever the first names were. The games were mostly released for Atlantis, and scored around the 60% mark in the mags. The Shaw brothers gave up game design in the 2000s and took up acting, getting their big break playing Fluffy the Three-Headed Dog in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. But the motion capture suit flared up the boys' psoriasis and their acting dream was over. Of course, none of that's true. Well, their names and their roles in making the games is true, and that their output is mainly mediocre Atlantis games. Oh, and that they were brothers, just not conjoined, or triplets as far as I'm aware. So actually, quite a lot of that was true. Just not the interesting stuff. The Shaw brothers did publish some games themselves in the 90s under the name Fish, including 2 compilations, Fish Paste Volume 1 and I Shaw the Light, the latter of which includes the awesome Random Insult Generator. Well, if Uncle Clivey says it's a load of bottom, it must be good. Who's our victim? Who else but Alan Sugar? A noun that aptly describes him. He's a work-shy fop, that's what he is. I don't know if that's actually a noun. Do we want mild, bitter or Guinness? Let's go for the bitter. Which is quite harsh, apparently. Now we're downloading the biting wit, sharp satire, bitchiness, immature snidity, and calculating the offensiveness. Ooh, it's looking quite offensive. 82%. Let's see what it is. Alan Sugar is an irritating work-shy fop with terrible taste in shoes who eats shit. This has an 82% potential to offend. Very nice. Okay, I feel like I've got myself a bit sidetracked with this episode. Stay on target. From the loading screen, we can surmise that Street Cred is set somewhere like the Bronx and features a mulleted man in combats who likes to do finger guns. There are 6 events, and the first is Pumping Iron, where you stand under a street lamp doing your bicep curls to impress the ladies and intimidate everyone else. This is a simple button basher, or joystick waggler, so let's give it a go. Okay, let's add our name and prepare to sweat. And our target is 5 pump-ups to qualify. Okay, this takes some effort just to get it moving. I saw a little twitch there, but come on. Only got 11 seconds left. Oh, there's one. There's one. Wow, this is a struggle. Slowly, slowly down. Oh no, we've got it going now. There's 2. 3. Come on, you can do it. 4, just one more. We've done it. Well, at least we're going to see 2 events. Oh, I like the way he pumps his fist in the air when he's hit the qualifying mark. That's a nice touch. But my God, that's hard work. Let's hope it gives me a bit of time to recover before the next event. Nope, straight in. Okay, so this is the street run, which is basically hurdles, jumping over tyres, and he looks like he's running so slow, but my colour bar's right up there, so oh no, you can see his animations moving fast, but the actual road is moving so slowly. Yeah, that looks a bit poor, and them tyres aren't very well drawn either. But at least the speed is a lot less punishing than the pumping iron, so I might be okay for this one. Well, I've just passed the top score of 27 seconds. I don't think I could ever reach that. But there we go, 31 seconds, not bad, I'm impressed. Next we've got the dunk shot. Scored 2 out of 9 baskets. And apparently all I have to do is stop it on the right angle, which I believe is 45 degrees. But that is much harder than it sounds. Yep, not having much luck here. And that's all you do, it's just one button press. You just press to stop the angle. But I'm not having any joy here. Not scored any yet. I only need 2 though, so I might still have a chance. It's not looking good. This might be my last go. Yep, that's it. Game over. Don't even get lives. So that means I don't get to the last 3 events. And to be honest, I've tried this a few times. I can't do that basketball. I played many times trying to complete the pumping iron and finally got there, but I can't face going through it over and over again to build up my ability on the basketball. So yeah, the only thing for it is to find some footage online. And just to prove it's possible, here's Modern Retro Gaming getting a great score. Next up is the BMX Jump, where we have to clear 8 lengths of the ramp. It appears this is a simplified version of long jump, where you just get your speed up and then press the fire to jump. So long as you're fast enough, you'll do it, I think. The penultimate event is the can shoot, where you have to clear 35 cans in the time, which looks like it was 33 seconds. So it's just a compass points, well actually it's just top down left right shooting. Just pick the right one and blast away. But I don't suppose it's that different to the skeet shooting on hypersports, although a little lower skill. And finally we've got the street fight, where you just need to beat the punk. So we're definitely in New York there, with the Statue of Liberty in the background. I'm assuming it's closer than those skyscrapers rather than being giant. But the problem with this is the hits are registering and they're not even touching each other. There's a massive gap between them. It appears there's only one move as well, so there's just the high kick, but you can't even get close. And he's run the round without even landing a single blow. So that's Street Cred. I thought pumping iron was passable as a basic waggler, but to require so much effort and then not give any rest time before another waggling event means I can only give it 4. Street Run also gets 4. The standard hurdle style event is fine, but let down by the slow graphics that belie the effort that you're putting in. Dunk shot is just a single press skill shot, which is a shame as it looks nice and could easily have been multi-step like in most high jump events, so that only gets 3. I didn't play BMX, but with no trajectory angle or landing control, it's far too simplified, so again gets 4. Can shoot seems the most polished, but it's still very basic, so that gets 5. And Street Fight was a bit pathetic really. You can't have a fight where the fighters never get within 2 feet of each other, so that scores 3. Averaged out, and that comes to 3.8 points per game for Street Cred. The presentation's okay. It has a very budget label style loading screen, okay but a bit screechy music, and stores each game's top score, but with no inlay, customisable controls or practice options, it only scores 5. And it isn't clear if this ever got a release, but I'm assuming that it would have cost similar to the Shaw Brothers' other games at around £2.99. So at 50p for each below average event, it may be cheap, but it doesn't deserve more than 5 points for value for money. Which all works out to an overall score of 44% for Street Cred, which, if anything, feels a few percentage points too generous. There's still not enough games reviewed for a league table, but we can probably already surmise from the 2 scores already given that quality alternative sports games are going to be few and far between. And all that's left now is to pick the game for the next episode. And as usual, we'll let the fates decide. Round and round she goes, where she stops nobody knows. And there we go. Next month is Super Sports from Gremlin. As varied and as bizarre a collection of unique sporting events you are ever likely to find. Have you got a good enough eye to be crack shot? The nerve to attempt the devil dive? The strength to smash slates? The accuracy to shoot the crossbow? And finally, and unbelievably, triumph over an underwater assault course? Sounds interesting? So I'll see you back here soon for another alternative sports games episode on Retro Games World.